Hey loves, this is Therese of Therese Skelly, and I just had, let me back up. Whenever I have things happen in my sessions, I think, I want to teach that. I want to share about that because I know if it's happening for one person, it might be happening for you. So I was just on a call, and one of the women got super triggered. I was in a group program, and I was teaching some concepts, and she got super triggered. Now, that happens, right? And I was teaching about sales. And so nothing I was teaching about, I wasn't talking about trauma. I wasn't talking about anything that should have evoked the reaction she had. And we took care of it later. She's okay right now. But here's what I want to alert you to. Anytime there is either an overreaction or an underreaction, it's something in your history. So I just want to let you know that, right? Because in this business world, you're going to be pushed. You're going to have to do things outside your comfort zone. You're going to have to be a leader when you'd rather maybe just stay home and watch reality shows. You're going to have to be bolder. You're going to have to make promises and be visible and all that stuff that sometimes can kick our asses, right? And so if you understand the mindset, if you understand your psychology, you understand why certain things happen, you can be free of them. I really want to give you hope. I really want to help you understand how to stop collapsing, how to navigate the waters of your unconscious. And so I'll tell you this again. If there's ever an emotional overreaction or an underreaction, it is an historical reaction. Okay? Because here we are, we're sitting in our big grown-up bodies, and suddenly, we had checked out. We are checked out. And so I'll tell you something else. So we all know what an overreaction is, right? This woman was on the call, and she just was like, gah. She was just whatever. But actually, she was having kind of an underreaction as well. So sometimes we get like flooded, we get kind of like, holy shit, and then our physiology shuts us down. So let me explain that to you. I think this is fascinating. There is a researcher named Peter Levine who talks about trauma. And he studied, I think this is really cool, he studied animals. So imagine you're in the plains of the Serengeti or wherever, and like a tiger jumps out and it starts attacking. And do you notice that animals don't walk around with PTSD? Animals have a way to cope with that. And here's what they do. You've heard the term fight or flight, right? You know that one, fight or flight. Our bodies are wired, our physiology kicks in because, based on our animal nature, our physiology kicks in and we're either going to run like hell away from our predator, or we're going to fight. We are wired that way. Y'all know that. But do you know there's another one? He actually determined it was fight or flight or freeze. And I think that is so critical because how many times have we, okay, we're going to do this thing, and we just shut down. We just go numb. We just check out. And I'll tell you how the animals do it. If you notice, so say there's the big cat chasing the little animal, and the little animal, if it just plays dead, then the cat basically can walk away. The cat the cat walks away like, oh, I'll come back later and get it. And so our physiology isn't just wired to be jacked up to go, fight or flight. Our physiology also has a thing where it's like, just shut down, like literally everything. And you probably experienced that, right? Sometimes under like massive stress or new things, you might just go, what the hell's wrong with me? Like mine is, I'm just sitting home watching reality shows. Why am I not working, right? And so if you understand that your physiology is involved in a stress response, you can say, okay, so if I'm overreacting, there's two places, overreaction or underreaction. It is, somebody asked me to speak a little bit louder, alrighty. Overreaction or underreaction, it is from your history. So an overreaction, so here's the way out of it. You say to yourself, self, I notice I'm having a lot of feelings. Because this didn't really match the situation. So maybe somebody says, let's just take this. You have a client who you think is going to sign up with you, and they decide not to. And all of a sudden, you're like spun. You're like in your thoughts, and you're freaking out, and you're like, God dang it, I know, like if you're like ruminating, those thoughts are right? That's an overreaction. You might be disappointed, or you might be like, wow, what is going on? But the overreaction, so number one, notice. Number two, ask yourself, like, either what does this remind me of? Oh, it reminded me when I really wanted that thing, but I couldn't have it. Or just simple, okay, I'm, this age, how old do I feel right now? Like how old do I feel emotionally? And if you ever say, wow, I feel like I'm 17, ding, ding, ding. Hello. As I say, somebody else is driving the bus. And you don't want that. You don't want a young person driving the bus of your life or your business. So sometimes just the awareness, I'm not going to go into all the clearing because that's kind of my specialty, but if you just have the awareness and just go, okay, wait, but I'm not 17. It's a different time. So again, just the awareness of like, bam, I fell into a hole. We call this regressed, right? So if you are not feeling like your chronological age, sunshine, we got some problems because you can't run your life and your business as a 3-year-old, right? So you have to, number one, identify it. Number two, if you're over here and you have, instead of fight or flight, you're in the freeze, you're in the shut down, I think that's a little bit harder because this one you go, oh my gosh, it's a 3-year-old. Okay, no worries. It's not me. No problem. But if you have your physiology literally shut down, I know sometimes what happens with me, I'll get in a fight with something, not that I fight regularly, but let's say I get really hurt. I literally can feel myself just pulling inside, and it's just like this weird recoil, and I can't get out. Like, I'm in a cave, I'm gone, bye-bye. Now, in the old days, I think probably would have made myself wrong for that, and what I do now is I just go, okay, I'm shut down, my body's shut down, what do I need to do? So maybe that's go earth, go put your feet on the ground, sit by a tree, you could take a shower, you could eat something crunchy, eat an apple or something, you could get a massage. If you feel safe, ask somebody to hold you. Again, you have to understand when you are in one of these two states, you're not in your right mind. Do not make business decisions, do not have selling calls, do not do anything that your grown-up self needs to be in charge when you're not in charge. So again, overreaction or underreaction, it's about your history. That means you're triggered. There are ways to get out of it. And I'll do another Facebook Live video probably tomorrow talking about some of the ways to get through this stuff. But I just wanted to give you a little tip today. Watch those different, you call them ego states, right? If I'm not today I'm a 60-year-old, holy shit, right? If I'm not my 60-year-old self, if I'm like, this is just like it was in high school, right? I cannot make decisions from that place. So that's the tip for you. You must be vigilant. You must be watching, like literally observe yourself all the time. How old do I feel? How old do I feel? How resourceful am I? Because if you are in your younger self, you're not resourceful and you're making really bad decisions. So just the distinction of understanding these is a great tip for you. So feel free, post your comments below. I would love to hear what you thought and give you any support you want. Okay, peace and blessings. Bye now. Take care.